And right now at 5, we begin with breaking news we've been following out of Spring. These are live pictures from Air 11 that you're looking at. The sheriff's office says a man has been shot and killed and that 2 suspects ran from the scene.
Yeah, Brett Buffington is following these newest developments. And Brett, what do you know now?
Lynn, Mia, we're still waiting on an update from the constable's office, Precinct 4 working this, but if you look behind me as Eric zooms in, you can see that red Buick here in the middle of Adonis Drive. That's where I'm being told that this shooting happened this afternoon. Taking a live look from Air 11. What we've learned on our way to this scene is that police here, they're looking for 2 suspects. One of them described as a black male wearing a black hoodie, the other a Hispanic male also wearing a hoodie. They ran from this scene. People here in this neighborhood, they're being asked to keep an eye out, to look for those people, but to stay inside. You can see the crime scene tape up here. Investigators likely to be here for a little bit as they work to process and collect evidence from this scene. Again, we're waiting on an update from the constable's office now. Of course, as soon as we get that, we'll pass that new information along. For now, though, we're live in Spring. Brett Buffington, KHOU 11 News.
All right, Brett, thank you. A 14-year-old student in Pearland facing terroristic threat charges this afternoon after police say he made a possible threat toward his school. A mother alerted the school last night after her own children saw the messages on Snapchat.
The student in question went to Barry Miller Junior High. Adam Bennett is there live outside the school. Adam, police say that mom did the right thing here.
Me and Len, that's right, and they hope that anybody else in her shoes would call police too. Now, police officials tell me a lot of the officers' kids go to these schools as well, so if they think there could be a possible threat, they're not taking any chances. Even after the final bell rang this afternoon on campus,
yeah, some kids are talking about it. A lot at my school too.
There was still plenty of noise at Barry Miller Junior High about what allegedly happened online.
I'm like, wow. We've only been living here a few years, so it's not something I'm used to experiencing.
The threat itself was very general.
Posted on social media platform Snapchat.
And a couple of the other students saw it, something in regards of don't come to school tomorrow or else type thing. It alluded to possibly bringing a gun or something similar to school.
But Officer Jason Wells with the Pearland Police Department says that was enough for officers to investigate and eventually take the 14-year-old into custody.
If they cause an alarm or cause the school administration and the police department to react, is just the same as call it as an actual threat.
Today, Barry Miller Junior High's principal sent a letter to parents telling them about the threat and assuring them police will be present at the school and that the student who posted the threats will not.
We have seen so many times what happens in school when kids get violent or they threaten something and it happens, so it's scary.
A district spokesperson referred all other questions to Pearland Police. Meanwhile, Officer Wells tells me that student in question is not welcome back on this campus while school administrators try to figure out what his punishment should be. Len and Mia.
Tough lesson, Adam. Thank you so much. Well, it is a heartbreaking story. And today, Galveston police, along with the FBI, are taking extraordinary measures to try and identify a 3-year-old boy we've been telling you about. His body was found in October, washed up on the beach in Galveston. Authorities are doing something they have never, ever done before. And we want you to pay close attention and be mindful because it's going to be very difficult to watch. They are asking you to see a picture of the boy taken after he was found. Here is that picture. We know it is difficult to look at. Investigators call the child Little Jacob. They're hoping someone sees this and comes forward with crucial information that will lead them to the boy's real name and his family. As we said, the child was found October 20th, unclothed on the beach near 7th Street. Today, police say the autopsy reveals he was dead before he was put in the water and that he'd been abused and neglected. Very, very tragic. He weighed half of what a boy his age should weigh.
So sad. Finally, we're learning exactly what happened last Thursday when a man who had been kidnapped from his Conroe home was killed as the FBI tried to rescue him. The 47-year-old Ulysses Valladares was killed by an FBI agent. Houston police are now conducting their own investigation into the shooting. Janelle Beluda joins us live from downtown with more on what they say happened here. Janelle?
Mia, police say 2 agents were in the back of the home trying to break open that window to rescue that victim. When they lost the tool they were using, they then pulled out a rifle. Police say that's where everything went wrong. after being kidnapped from his home in front of his 12-year-old son.
Those agents that morning went there with the best of intentions.
47-year-old Ulysses Valladares was shot and killed by someone trying to save him.
Anytime that we take a life in law enforcement or a life is lost, it's deemed a homicide.
Police say this is how it happened. FBI intelligence told agents that Valladares was in the back room of the house, so tactical teams planned to make entry into the front door while 2 agents went around back to the victim's window. So not to blind the agents in the front, they didn't use lights. An agent used a breaching tool to break the back window, but in the process, accidentally dropped the tool inside the home. As a replacement, the agent used his M4 rifle to continue breaking the window when police say someone from the inside began pulling the rifle. Acevedo says the agent began losing control of the weapon and then intentionally fired 2 shots at the person pulling. They didn't find out until later that the person on the other end of the rifle was actually Valladares, who was on a bed or sofa below the window, hands still bound by duct tape, struck by one of the bullets.
We don't know why. If I had to speculate, it would be he's trying to get out of that room. I don't know for sure because flashbangs were actually deployed by the FBI during the rescue attempt.
Doug York, attorney for Valladares' brother, says on top of not knowing where the victim's son is, he was taken by CPS after the shooting. This is the first time they're actually getting an explanation into what happened.
But he's going through it without communication from the very people who killed his brother.
York says none of it should have happened.
It was just a calamity of errors. Why that happened is something that we're going to have to explore.
And he says someone will be held responsible, although it will never be enough.
Justice means bringing back your brother. Justice means bringing back the father of this child. So, no, justice will never be properly served.
Police say the agent involved has submitted to an interview, but the FBI is asking police not to release his name at this time. We don't expect another update for a few weeks. Mia?
Still so much to sort out here. Janelle Bluda, thanks so much.
Well, there is great anticipation for President Trump's first State of the Union address tonight. Immigration reform will be one of the big topics he'll discuss before a sharply divided Congress and millions of Americans.
Rekha Mudaraj is here now with what else we can expect this evening.
Well, we're going to hear a lot, Len and Mia. What is expected is a lot of talk about what has been accomplished so far. But first, the theme for tonight's address is building a safe, strong, and proud America. And the White House says the president wants to strike a unifying tone. Now, although multiple polls, including Fox News, Rasmussen, and Gallup, show most Americans disapprove of Mr. Trump's job in office. Now, the president is expected to promote his promise to build a $25 billion border wall with cuts to legal immigration and a path to citizenship for 1.8 million immigrants, known as Dreamers. But there is opposition on both sides of the aisle to the immigration proposal, and about a dozen Democrats plan to boycott tonight's address.
I will not attend this State of the Union because this president has not honored nor respected the office of the presidency and has shown total disregard for our democratic institutions.
The president will have some bragging points tonight. The economy is doing well, and the unemployment rate remains low at 4.1%. The S&P 500 has hit 61 record highs and is up more than 21% since the president was elected. For some historical perspective on this, the stock market has only performed better under 2 other presidents during this same time period, George H.W. Bush and John F. Kennedy. Now, Massachusetts Congressman Joe Kennedy III will be delivering the official Democratic response to the president. There will also be 4 additional responses representing the Democrats' diverse constituencies.
All right, eager to hear so much more of this highly anticipated speech in a little less than 3 hours now. Thanks, Rekha. And you can watch the State of the Union tonight right here on KHOU 11 starting at 8 p.m. We'll also stream it live on our website, khou.com, as well as our mobile app and Facebook page.